So I'm assuming that you are considering sailing with Carnival Cruise Line, or you already have your cruise booked and you are just trying to do as much research as possible so that you can be able to have all your ducks in a row, honey. That's why you clicked on this video. Am I right? Okay, I figured, well, sis, you are in the right spot. In this video, I'm going to share as much tea as I can possibly remember about sailing with Carnival on the Carnival Sunrise cruise. Hey, boo. My name is Kira, and on this channel, I focus on all things travel, budget and affordable travel, to be exact. So if that's the type of content you are into, honey, go ahead and subscribe. You are in the right place. The energy is great here, and honey, the tea is always served. If you did not realize, Carnival Sunrise used to be Carnival Triumph. Recently got a whole new makeover, added some took away some and that's how Carnival Sunrise was born. This particular cruise ship sails from Miami and is normally traveling to the Caribbean. On my cruise, we went to the Bahamas. It's a pretty short cruise ranging from about 2 to 5 days. So if you're looking for something short and sweet and just to get your feet wet, honey, this is the cruise for you. I'm gonna start with what is included with your cruise. Okay, so you're ready to book, but you're not sure, like, what the hell, what do I get for this price that I'm seeing here online? So some of your food is pretty much included. All theater shows, all comedy shows are included. The use of the ropes course, the water slides, mini golf, any of the sports squares activities for the children now, that's included. Most of the daily activities are included, but not all. The use of the gym and the kids clubs until 10 p.m. though. What's not included in your fare? Your gratuities, which you can opt to pay prior to you boarding the ship, which is what I did. Your beverage and spa, the tips, any drinks other than tea, water, lemonade. I think coffee as well, but don't quote me on that because I don't even drink coffee. Fitness classes, shore excursions, Wi-Fi packages, internet activities such as Build-A-Bear, bingo, Deal or No Deal, the arcade games, casino, photos, the artwork, late night babysitting, which is the night out. We're going to talk a little bit about that. All of those things are additional. Carnival.com will be your bestie, honey. From the time that you're deciding what ship you want to cruise from to the time that you book and you need to arrange everything that you will be doing on the cruise, that will be handled on Carnival.com. So become familiar with it, okay? You might even need to add Carnival.com customer service number into your phone, honey, because I called the hell out of them, okay? If you ever have any questions or concerns, be sure to call them. Everyone that I had the pleasure of speaking with was pretty knowledgeable and very nice. Once you create an account on Carnival.com, you will be able to add any type of drink packages that you're wanting to add, bottles, shore excursions, internet plans, your food times, your time frame of arriving to the port, printing your boarding passes, your luggage tags, all of this, sis. Come here. All of this is found on Carnival.com's website, okay? I kind of wanted to go deep into that, but I didn't realize that once I already sailed, that a lot of that information that's on there or is no longer on there under my account. Once you're booked and busy, baby, you will see exactly what I'm referring to. Embarkation. So I chose the time frame of 1 to 1:30 for me and my kids to arrive at the Port of Miami. FYI, the terminal that you will be going to is Terminal D. At least that's what it was for me, and I was a little confused when I got there. I cannot speak on any other time frame but the time that I arrived, and honey, when I tell you there was nobody there. So if you're looking to just breeze through the security with no troubles at all, no lines, no long waits, honey, arrive at the latest time. Now, prior to embarkation day, be sure to download the app VERIFLY. Carnival Hub as well. VERIFLY is an app where you can be able to store all of your information regarding vaccination. I believe they're kind of starting to try to waive a lot of the vaccination rules and protocols because, honey, I was getting all type of emails daily about the changes that were being made. But if it's still in effect, VERIFLY really assisted me. It prevented me from having to bring so much other documentation. So what I did was downloaded that app. They're going to have you to take a picture on there. They're going to have you to upload your card, your vaccination card, front and back. And then it waits a few hours or so, and then they'll send you an email if it was approved or denied. It worked perfectly for me and all of my children as well. Now, if you're wondering, like I was wondering, traveling to Bahamas, what documents is needed for children? Only their birth certificate. I was able to travel with their birth certificates, and I travel with my passport. When you arrive to the port, you will see some baggers or baggage handlers. That's what I'm gonna call them, child. Out there putting everybody's luggage together. If you feel comfortable with handing all your luggage off, honey, I'm gonna tell you this is when you need to. Otherwise, when you get in, you're going to have to take all of your luggage you came with and travel with it up to your room. I previously printed out all of my luggage checks, so everything was pretty much ready to go. I don't know the process if you haven't printed it out. I'm not even sure if they're willing to take it if it's not on there, because how would they know where to take the bags to? But I'm telling you, print that out ahead of time. Make sure you're taking a bag that you can keep on you, honey. Because if you check in that luggage, you're not gonna get it back right away. I'm letting you know that right now. I did have like a little carry-on bag that I kept most of the items that I needed, but there was some things that I was just like, oh damn, I left it in my luggage. So be sure to kind of like keep going over what you may need when you get on that ship before they're even bringing up your luggage to you, because it could be some time. When you step foot onto that ship, immediately report to your muster station. Get it out the way. Do not be holding them people up, okay? Do not be holding the cruise up because they can't find you, you ain't checked in, you ain't do nothing. Just go ahead and get it out the way. On your boarding pass, there will be your muster number in the upper right corner, I believe. Just went to the lady who was standing there at the front to greet us and asked us, where is it that we go? She told us upstairs to the left. Once you get to your muster station, you're pretty much just gonna go through a safety briefing. They're gonna show you about the life jackets and blase, give your kids a big wristband and blase. It goes really quick and fast. So go ahead and get it out the way. Soon after you board the ship, you will eventually start losing service. That's why it's so important to go ahead and have that Carnival Hub app downloaded on your phone. But if you don't, this is the perfect time to do so. Go ahead and buy that chat as well, honey. That chat saved our lives. Like I said, I feel like the chat is more for people who's traveling in groups or traveling with older kids or kids that have phones. You know, nowadays all of them got phones, and you know, y'all want to be able to go off and do your own thing. You know, everybody get their own little breather. You will want to have this app in order to be able to communicate with one another. It's $5 for the chat, and honey, just $5 per person though. But not daily. It's just $5 for the entire duration of your cruise, and you'll be in communication with whoever came with you. You do not need internet service to be able to get the Carnival Hub app and use this function. You don't need it. All you have to do is put your phone on airplane mode, honey, and it's important to do that because you can possibly encounter roaming charges if you don't. And then you go ahead and connect to the Carnival Sunrise Wi-Fi that you will see on your phone, and then you will immediately have access to the Carnival Hub, and you good to go, honey. This cruise offers 3 social, value, and premium, honey. So the best time to purchase your internet package is prior to your cruise. Everything is cheaper prior to your cruise. Say it with me, y'all. Everything is cheaper prior to your cruise. So you're gonna want to try to do everything beforehand. It was, I believe, 20% or 30% cheaper, or 15%, 15 to 30%, child. Don't quote me, but a savings is a savings. The girls who get it. I went ahead and got the social package. Was it social? I believe. I didn't want to do much of anything but to be in communication with my husband and my mom and my grandma. That's about it. I was told by a representative that this would be the best package for me. But honey, that package was trash. It was trash. It was moving slow like a snail, honey. I think a turtle was faster than that damn internet package, yes. I kept trying to send a text message out and it just wasn't working. And how would you connect to the internet package? Is through the Carnival Hub. I'm just gonna recommend that if you're going to buy an internet package, go big or go home. Just go ahead and get the premium package. I did upgrade. From that point on, I was able to FaceTime. I was able to go ahead and send those text messages out via iMessage. Everything just, the ball was rolling. This is my experience, honey. I can't speak for you. I can only talk about what I experienced when I was on board, and it was pretty decent. Also pretty pricey, honey. So if you really don't have to, then don't. But if you have to, because some of us can't just disconnect. We have responsibilities at home. We gotta keep in contact some kind of high. And that was what I chose to do. I was refunded partially for the amount that I paid prior to boarding the ship for the trashy internet service. Make sure you go down to guest services, guest services, guest services. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about guest services. This is the place to go whenever you have any type of issues. Your room hot? Go down to guest services. Something ain't right in the room, something missing, something not working properly, you're not satisfied, go on down to guest services, honey, because I'm willing to bet they're going to try to solve the problem, and they're also going to issue you some type of onboard credit for the inconvenience, honey. All they can do is tell you yes or no. Go ahead and take it up with them just to see. Now, I can say that line gets a little lengthy, but I mean, do you want this to be resolved or not? We're on board. We done our muster station situation, and I then was wondering, like, when the hell I'm gonna get my key card? I don't have access to anything. And that's when I was told that your key card is right at your door. If you look at your boarding pass, you will find what room or what deck you're on. And that's where your card, your key cards, your welcome package, all of that will be right there on your door. I was actually in an interior room, and it was supposed to accommodate 5 guests. My room was it 7210? And it was not bad. I have cruised before, and the rooms were smaller than this. So I'm not going to say that I was not a little bit afraid that it would be very, very, very claustrophobic. But this was pretty spacious compared to what I've experienced in the past. It was one large king bed, and then there were like these, I would say like kind of like bunk bed style type of beds up top. So it was me and my 2 little ones, you know, they're young, so they were able to sleep with me, and then my older 2 slept on the little bunk beds up top. It fitted for our amount of people fine. We had no problem. I plan on not being in that room very much, so that's why I didn't mind getting the lower of the lowest. My room, when I arrived, it was pretty clean for the most part. I checked the bathroom, I checked everything. It had a safe in there, a TV, had where you could be able to store your luggage, hang up some stuff if you like. Now, I am gonna say one thing that I did not like was when I pulled back the sheets, there were like little stains and things like that, honey. Girl, I called down immediately. If you go to that little phone they got in that corner, you know, the old school phone with the little spiral on it. It has housekeeping, it has this, it has that. You just press the button, pick it up, and I spoke with somebody that came out, immediately viewed everything and had everything changed out for me. I found that being on the 7th deck was pretty good. Like, I didn't feel any motion sickness, but it could be because we had motion sickness patches on the back of our ears, and I also took a motion sickness pill as well that we purchased from Amazon. I'll have it down in the comments down below so that you can be able to buy. Nobody had any trouble with motion sickness on board, thank God. I don't know if you were curious, but I very much was wondering what channels was included on this ship. Curious like me, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you so that you don't have to wonder like I was wondering. There were like some cruise channel stations where you would get like information, and they even had where they had cameras set up where you could be able to see like how busy certain areas was at the time. That was really neat. Regular channels, they had CBS News, the Food Network, HGTV, Travel Channel, Nick for the kids, Discovery Channel, Cartoon Network was also another channel that was on there for the children. I'm gonna be honest, it's not a whole lot of variety, but who the hell gonna be in that room watching TV, child? Okay, I know you ain't about to complain about no TV when you can watch TV at home. You on vacation. Another thing I was concerned about was the plugs. The plugs were pretty normal. I took my regular charger that I normally use, that I plug in my wall, and took it on board and had no problems. And they had a few, honestly. They had some by the bed, which they also had like a little light over the bed in case at nighttime you want to turn off the main light. They had another plug over there on like with a table area. So they had enough plugs, and you don't have to worry about ordering a specific type of plug because your plug should do fine on that particular ship. Another thing I want to mention about the room, child. Don't laugh at me. Don't judge me. I took out the little thing that they had in there, and then the light would not turn back on. Like a little card in that little holder. The light wouldn't turn back on. I was ready to call down guest services to figure out, is the lights off? What's going on? And honey, it's because you have to keep a card inside of that in order for the light to stay on. Now, my friend, she did have a room with the window. And her room was on the deck 1, and I can't remember her room exactly. I have some images that she sent me as well on the screen. Her room was hot as hell. So that's how I know firsthand that if you go down to guest services, you can be able to get you some credits and things like that for the inconvenience. But honey, it was hot as hell down there, child. I don't know what was going on, but whoo, it was uncomfortable, honey. It was like a little sauna room. My room attendant, Giddy, he was very, very, very nice and pleasurable. Like every time he seen me, it was always, hello, how you doing? How's your day? Have a great, fantastic day. He was always greeting with a smile. Anything you ask him for, he'll do it. So shout out to him. Remember, I said that it's not, everything is not included. You do get your water for free. You get your lemonade. And that's all I remember seeing around there with the yellow cup. So if you see people with a yellow cup, that's what that's about. I kept wondering, like, how the hell they got, my kids had the bottomless bubbles package. So I kept wondering, like, how is it they're gonna get their, you know, where do we get this? Nobody, you know, I didn't know, like, how do they take advantage of? So what I was told is that you can ask some of the people that's walking around, like the service, the waiters, the waitresses, you can ask some of them, or you can go up to the bar and get drinks, sodas of choice. Now, I did want to stress that, and I did not like this, that they were not prioritizing the kids. A lot of times them kids were standing up at that bar looking like, so when we gonna be serviced? They were too busy trying to service the adults. You know, the adults, they skip all over cheering, and you know, some people can't wait. They wasn't raised right. It ain't their fault, I guess. Drink packages, when it comes to alcohol, it's called Cheers. I think it's about $56 or something like that a day. I did not take advantage of that. What I did do instead is get a bottle sent to my room, courtesy of my homegirl. I appreciate you, girl, if you watch this, but it was sent to my room, so when I came up, the bottle was already there, honey. Now, some of y'all might be looking a little funny because you're gonna be like, man, them prices for them bottles is a little high. It's not the same prices when you pull up to the liquor store locally. I'm gonna say that, but it was well worth it, because if you're paying $90, or let's just say $70 to $90 for a bottle, versus paying $56 or however much it is a day for about 4 days or so, do the math. You're coming out better having your own personal. Not to mention, I was speaking to a lot of people on board who talked about those drinks being quite weak. Now, I had the pleasure of being bartended from Samsung, because I did go down and get the little Carnival souvenir cup, and I also ordered some drinks to put in it. And he knows when you say strong, he know what strong mean. Okay, so look for Mr. That's all he be saying. Yeah. He was hooking them drinks up. Some of them felt like it was not worth it at all. You can bring one champagne or wine, the normal size though. You have to pre-buy water online. I remember once upon a time when we went, before, years ago, you could bring the water. Now it's not like that. So you're gonna have to send water to your room. But you can bring cases of sodas. I got a lot of the mini sodas. I think it was like 6, but I think you can go up to 12. And same thing for juice. If you want to do your own little mixing of your drink, bring your juice on deck. I took pineapple juice, and I had tequila and pineapple, and I was just fine throughout my trip. I just feel like this is a better bang for your buck, but do what's best for you. Food. There is so much food on this ship. I don't ever remember experiencing like there was a lack of, or I don't know what I'm gonna eat, nothing was good. Like, I'm so glad, honey, because I'm a foodie. So I was so glad that I did not have this experience, but I didn't even see the point of paying for a specialty dinner. One of the reasons why I didn't was because I watched my girl, Miss Exclusive 4, she did a Carnival Cruise review. I'll link it down below. She talked about how it was just not worth it. And not to mention, when I received my menu items for the places that I sat and ate at, I just was like, what the hell? They got all these options and choices, and why would I want to spend additional? You know, but that's just how I'm thinking. That's just how I'm thinking. Some people might feel differently, honey. You entitled to how you feel. Let me just also say, because I realized that a lot of people ain't know this, child. You can eat as much as you want. And if you have anybody that you're dealing with or a server that's telling you, no, that's too much, honey, you need to get a manager on deck. Remember, you prepaid for all this. It's your prerogative, honey. You can have whatever you like. But T.I. said, I at one point had a table full of appetizers, entrees. No shame in my game, honey. I was getting my money's worth. I do know that they have room service. I did not take advantage of room service only because when I did call down there, they pretty much had the same options that you can walk your ass down and get, but they was charging you to bring. I did call down to get a bucket of ice. It took them so long to bring that bucket of ice. I was like, I can only imagine the length of time it will take for them to bring up my food. Hell to the no. There will be lines, honey. It's probably over 1,000 people on board. You're gonna run into lines, but what I can say is that the lines pretty much moved on out the way. Like, they was getting people on out the way, and I really appreciated that. You also gotta kind of like know how to manipulate the system, so try to beat the crowds. You know, around 12, 1 o'clock, everybody want to eat. Try to go around 11 or after if you can hold out to avoid all that. You also had the option of choosing your dining time, early dining or later dining or whatever. My dining time was 5:30 to 9, I believe. And if you wanted to reserve a table for like the main room, like Carnival Sunshine Restaurant, you will go on the Carnival Hub and make your reservations. And when I tell you the reservations was never that long, like if I went online right now, I would say within 10 minutes, they were sending me an alert telling me that my table was ready. Oh, there's the Sunshine and Radiance main dinner room. There's the Lido Marketplace, which has buffet style. Their food was okay. It was pretty decent. Nothing to call home and rave about now, but it was pretty decent for cruise food. They had the Lucky Bowl area as well, which I really hate that I did not get a chance to take advantage of. That was included, and it had like a little, it reminded me of like a Asian style, like the little noodle bowl, like ramen noodles, ramen, or however the hell y'all say it, ramen noodles bowls, and I love those type of bowls. If you get a chance to try, let me know. How did you like the Lucky Bowl area? Carnival Deli is another place of food that's included in your package when you pay for your cruise, and I really love their meatball sandwich. My God, that bread, girl, that thing was good. I'm still be having dreams about it. Blue Iguana was the taco place. This one can get it pretty busy, but again, it went really, really fast, and you can also get burritos made. It would have been nice to be able to get nachos made. I didn't see that. Guy Burger Joint and the Pizza Place. These are like two places that my kids just stayed at. I love me some Guy. Okay, I love his shows on Food Network, so I really love to be able to try that on board. I also really wanted to try that Pig Anchor. Guy's Pig and Anchor. It was like barbecue style food, but the times is so weird. Like, they had it where it was open a certain time only during the day, and then I would forget about it and go eat, and I'll be full. By the time I go over there, they're already closed. So if you try that place, if you get to try it, come and let me know how that tastes as well. And they had the Fahrenheit 555, which is an additional steakhouse place. You will have to pay for that. The chef's table, I believe, was a fee as well. The Seafood Shack, you have to pay for that as well. Sushi, I am a huge sushi person, so I really wanted to try the sushi, and this is at an additional cost, but I never made it. And when I would walk by, it would be most of the tables were taken up, so I was just like, oh, I'll come back, and then I never made it back. But sushi is on board as well. Java Coffee Shop or something like that. I never even made it up that way because I'm not a coffee girl. But that is an additional fee as well. As you can see, plenty available options that's for the free or included in the price that you paid. But if you want to be a little fancy smancy, okay, you want to take it up a notch because you deserve that, go ahead, because you have options as well. This sell and sign card. Remember I talked about I didn't know how I was going to get in my room. This card is very, very important, honey. This is your damn bank card. This is pretty much your credit card. So you need to guard this card with your life. They gave cards for every person in my room, including my child, my youngest 5. Everybody had a card. I do want to stress, if you lose this card, someone can pick it up and put charges on your account. This card is connected to your card, your bank card, or whatever card that you put on file. I do want to say that if you use a credit card, there will be $100 hold for cruises from 4 to 5 days. I believe there's a higher fee if the duration is longer. If you want to avoid the hold, you can use a prepaid card or load money on the card. I believe they only do like a $10 hold from what the lady at the guest services told me. I think it's just much better, to be honest with you, to load money on the card. Put $100 on the card. Once someone surpasses this amount, it can't be ran up. Imagine having your credit card on file that has thousands of dollars available to you, and somebody finding your card, or your kids thinking that this is free, going to arcade, play games, and then it's adding up. They do have an option, again, on the carnival.com before you got on the cruise, where you was able to set how much spending limit you were giving your children to do per card. Remember that by setting this, it will allow them to be able to use it at a certain amount. Once they reach that amount, they can't use it no more. What I did not like was that my daughter, my youngest 5-year-old, she lost her card, and I checked my Carnival Hub onboard account, and I was able to see that it had been used in the coffee shop, a few little charges here and there. I thought when you use the card, they scan it or swipe it and your picture come up. I thought they would be able to tell that this was a little child. Somebody dropped the ball. According to the orders that I seen on the card, somebody had dropped the ball, because ain't no way no 5-year-old is going to the coffee shop ordering something. They're not getting no alcoholic beverage. Like, come on, make it make sense. So I'm saying that to say you definitely want to keep up with this card. Get a lanyard, get something where you can be able to hold the card hands-free, put it on the back of your phone case or something, honey, so that you are keeping up with this card and you're able to look at all of the things that they are doing on your Carnival Hub app. On the onboard account. I have these machines where you can be able to load the money on there so that you don't have an actual credit card on file, which was great. I also recommend maybe a prepaid card if you don't want to load money. And honey, make sure you're taking the money on there and not taking money out of the ATM and then loading it, because it's a $6.50 fee. $6.50 is quite expensive in my opinion. I don't know if anybody even give a damn anymore, or if they even care. Is anybody still wearing masks? If you are, or if you're wondering, this ship, you're pretty much able to wear a mask or not. It's up to you. I pretty much remember most of the damn ship people not wearing masks. I think like the guest services, I seen them with some, maybe some of the food workers. But this is pretty much that type of situation where you either wear it or you don't. They do have it where if you need a mask, you can go to guest services and pick some up. They have the children ones and the adult ones. Onboard activities. There was a lot to do. I never really found myself bored. What I can say before I start telling you some of the things that was on board to do, I didn't like the fact that there was not a lot of music being played around the cruise ship. And when it was more of the Caribbean, which I get it, vibe, the soca. But I was wanting to hear a little old school, a little new school, you know, like, I don't know, like it wasn't, when you normally see Carnival cruise ships, you think about party. You see parties, you see gatherings, you see fun, you see people out there twerking, dancing, just having a good time, you know, just showing up. And I did not even see this. Even when they did the takeoff, the hype that I was expecting wasn't there. It still was fun. It wasn't as fun as what I seen on those TikTok videos when it comes to Carnival Cruise Line. The only time I remember experiencing this was they did have a club on board, honey. That club was jumping. The Limelight Lounge. That is where they had the comedy show. They had a club night, and the music in there was everything. They played Caribbean music. They played soca. They played R&B. They played hip hop. They played rap. Everything you can think of was played. They took us back old school 90s music. Okay, that's the best music, might I add. If you're looking for quiet, I know sometimes people go on vacation, they want quiet. They deal with all the headaches and all the noise on land. They looking for quiet. They do have an adult only retreat, the Serenity, I believe it's called. It was so peaceful and calm and quiet up there. Like, it's almost like a getaway from the getaway. Does that make any sense? Like, go up there. You're gonna have to probably go earlier if you want like the nice big ass couch thing they had out there, because you know they go pretty quick. If you don't want to get off on the port, Go on up there, girl. You ain't gonna find nobody up there. Nobody be up there. You have water slides for the kids, pools. I was so excited that they had karaoke on board one night. Woohoo! At the Red Frog Pub or something like that. A spa that you have to pay for. They had the piano bar. Honey, I really liked that. I hate that I went to the piano bar room on the last night and did not experience that throughout the entire trip. It's pretty much a guy who is, you give him requests and he kind of like sings along. Everybody can sing along and he's playing the piano, honey. It's a vibe in there, honey. They did have movie night, but I found that they kept playing the same damn movies on the first 2 nights or so. That was getting on my nerve. But they did have movie night. They had a deck party, a big mega deck party. They do have parties and things. And they even had where you had like a little drink tasting, like wine tasting or alcohol tasting. They had social nights for people who are single, LGBTQ community, they're mixers and things like that, honey. They had it all. Check your Carnival Hub app, honey, so you won't miss out. They had deal or no deal if you want to play along or be a part of the show. Bingo, all type of stuff, honey. All type of stuff going on the cruise. Some you had to pay for, some was for the free. They had this area all the way up to the top. It was like like a sports square area. They had like this little rope thing and like pool and ping pongs and basketball court and golf and girl, everything. Them kids will be busy. Let's move on to Camp Ocean, or the camps that they have. So Camp Ocean is split into 3 categories. They have the penguins, which is from age 2 to 5. They have the stingrays, which is from age 6 to 8. They have the sharks, which is from age 9 to 11. This is where you signature into. They have activities. They have people, basically it's almost like a daycare style setup, and they have all different type of activities for the kids to be able to play with each other. They also have Circle C, which is from age 12 to 14. At Club O2, which is for age range 15 to 17. Now the Club O2 and the Circle C, those kids are allowed to check in and out as much as you like, off and on, back and forth. When you go up in there, they had all type of video games, and mainly video games from what I seen. They even had like a little jukebox. At one time, I wanted to join in up there, honey. They were playing the hits. I was looking for that kind of music that they had going on up there in the damn little club spot. My kids said that they really enjoyed it. They had a good time. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little concerned that my daughter, she was the one that would have to go to a separate room compared to the others because of her age, but she really had a good time. They had a lot of arts and crafts, and she came out with all type of stuff, and she was looking forward to going to the next day. So I really love that this was an option. Now I am gonna say, and this is for the people who get it. The people who get it, and the ones who don't. It can be a little hassle knowing that the Camp Ocean only allows someone 18 or older to check in and check out those kids. They won't allow the siblings. They won't allow the cousins. They won't allow, if they ain't 18 or older, they can't do it. You got to do it. Or whoever you designate that's also 18 or older. Keep that in mind. Nobody else can check your child out but you. Or unless they're 18 years or older and you added them onto the list to be able to check out. I just felt like at least the siblings, a cousin, that's about 16 or something, 15, that's old enough to know better, should have been able to do, check them out. Especially since they're already over there, already all together on the same side of town, but you won't even let them. If you want additional daycare, I'll call it that, it's called Night Owl, and that's from 9 to 1 a.m. and there is a fee. So I didn't know that, but I'm putting you on. Activities off of the ship. So you are planning on going to Port Nassau and you want to get off, but you don't know what the hell to do, honey. You do have options. Now, the first option, of course, is to stay your ass on that boat and enjoy yourself, because there is little to nobody on board. So everything, there will be no lines, there will be no wait times for the most part. Everything is pretty much easy peasy. So take that time to enjoy whatever you did. And the pools are quiet. The jacuzzis are quiet, honey. You want to go up to that retreat to see what I was talking about with the nice little view and the breeze and all that. This is your time to go. You can also get resort passes. Now, I found out about this a little later on, but I'm putting you on. You can be able to go like to the Rue. They had Rue, or they had different little resorts. And if I remember the website, I'll link it down in the description box down below. You can book excursions online. Short excursions you can book on your carnival.com. Remember, I talked about that prior to you selling. You can pretty much walk the shops and wing it like what we did. You can go down, get off, and kind of just And let me tell you, when you walk down there, you are going to get greeted with people who are going to offer different excursions and different things to do. And honestly, I felt like this was even better because right now they want the deal, they want the sale, so they're working with your pockets. If you got cash, make sure you taking cash. If you got cash, they'll make sure that they knock off a little this or a little of that. And if somebody's price is a little bit higher, trust me, there's somebody right a few steps away that's doing the same damn thing. Work out a deal with them. And I'm telling you, because they want the business, they're going to go ahead and kind of like, okay, no problem, I'll take what you got. I did not have enough cash. I had cash, but didn't have enough. So they will be willing to, if you get a driver, to take you to the ATM. Now, I do want to say, if you go to their ATM, you will get Bahamian money. When we went down, we ended up going off with a company. I can't remember the company name, but he was really, really nice. He kind of just took us on a tour. I really wanted to do like a private tour with just us on the tour of the island. He took us like all over the poor area, the rich, the middle class. He took us to the Atlantis because I had really wanted to do a day pass at the Atlantis. I definitely want to get back there. It's beautiful. We were able to go by the beach and see the nice white sands and the beautiful waters. And he just took us around to the Queen Steps. I can't remember like where the slave people, you know it. It included with a lot of different stops, even to the markets where you want to get souvenirs away from the port, because you know the port be a little high. We ain't gonna lie, we ain't gonna act like they don't be trying to hit you over the head, but they took it further out and they had coconuts and their fruits, different fruits and all type of thing. Conch fritters, conch. Make sure you try some conch out there. I heard some people go to Margaritaville and have a great time. So you have options. Just do your research, figure out what people are doing, what you want to do. Some people did excursions. I heard some people did water sports and activities and things like that. Now, when it comes to Half Moon Cay, I did not get off the ship. This is when I was able to explore more of the ship and had a little bit more of me time. But my homegirl, she did get off, so I'll include some pictures and things like that she showed me. I know that you got to go all the way down to deck 0 on the hang, whatever they call it, to kind of take a boat over to the island. And then I know that they had like hot dogs and hamburgers and that type of food over there on the island. You had to be back by 3. I think both of them was 3:15 and 3:30 or something like that. And you better have your ass back because they gonna leave you. Different themed nights. I don't really recall there being a lot of different themed nights. I know that there's elegant nights, so you definitely want to pack some clothes or pack a nice outfit. If you want to get all dressed up and get all into it, honey, this is the night to do it, honey. Give it to them, because I seen some people that was really coming through with the looks, honey. They were. But I don't remember any other themed nights like all white or neon or maybe I missed it, but I didn't see a lot of themes. Now, if you're like me and you are quite confused as to what the hell, what do I even pack on a cruise? What do I wear on a cruise? I'm gonna tell you right now, something comfortable as hell. That's what you take. But I do have a dedicated Shein haul I'm gonna link up here that was geared towards cruise inspo lookbooks and things like that for you to be able to what to travel with when you're going on your cruise, because honey, I was confused. I didn't know the demarcation process. So now we done had so much of fun, and unfortunately it's time to go. We done came to the end of the road. You have options as far as how you want to demarcate. You can demarcate with your luggage, which is the faster way. You will be able to go down with your luggage when they call your muster number on board or over the little intercom. It was easy breezy, honey. I mean, it was a line, but it was nothing horribly. Everything flew through. It was no issues, no discrepancies. I prefer that. But I know some of y'all, I realize that a lot of y'all be flying into Miami and cruising out of the port of Miami. So y'all making it to one big vacation, Chad. I'm scared of you, okay? So if you're doing that, you might don't want to take down all that luggage that you got to fly out with down there. And I get it. So the night before, you do have the option of keeping your bags in front of your room, putting the tags on them, or it should already have them from when you arrived, and then they will come and carry the luggages down, and then you would have to, based on your tag number, I believe that's when they call you down. So you will be a little later on in the process. I know that they had breakfast early. I think it was like from 6 to 8 or 6 to 9. It was very early that morning, but everything went very, very smoothly. And you just pretty much showed your passport, birth certificates all over again, And I think that was it. Well, boo, we done officially came to the end of this video. I believe I done gave you a whole lot of information. I done put you to hell on, honey. I done dropped some tea for that ass. If you feel the same way, baby, please be sure to thumbs up this video, share it to anybody, put it in groups. Another thing that I want to say, if you want to gain more information as far as your cruise goes, join Facebook groups. They have Facebook groups specifically for your cruise ship, even on the specific dates, honey. Yes. Dates that you're cruising out of. If you want to try to get to know some people before so y'all can be able to meet to the bar and have a whole little shenanigans going on at the bar, honey, you can do so on Facebook. Facebook have all the groups. So make sure you share this video in one of those groups as well, honey. Put them people on. Them people that's about to enjoy what I had the opportunity to enjoy. I would say that the good definitely outweighed the bads for me on this cruise. Let me know your thoughts. Did you sail on the Carnival Sunrise, or have you sailed on a Carnival cruise? How was your experience? Come and talk to me in them comments. Again, this was my experience. I cannot speak for what happened with yours. I only can share what happened with mine. I want to thank you so very much for taking the time out to watch this video. And if you made it to the end of this video, be sure to drop this emoji down in the comments, baby. That's how I'm gonna know it's real. Make sure you subscribe because I know you caught the vibe. Make sure you go and watch my video that I made with 25 things that you need to know prior to cruising on your first Carnival cruise, honey. Things I wish I had known or took heed to, honey. That video would definitely help you out. Safe travels, and until next time, later.